What is up, everyone? Welcome to It's Been a Week. I'm your host, Ben McDonald, and this is your weekly dose of whatever the hell just happened. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to It's Been a Week. If you were here last week and you followed the drama with my elbow and the severe infection and the swelling and the whole thing, well, the saga continues. So since we've been back, the elbow is definitely getting better, but it is not fully better, right? So there's still swelling, there's still heat, and I'm still like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like, well, actually, I told my trainer, I was like, hey, I'm coming in to work out, but just FYI, like, I don't have full range of motion with my elbow because of all the shit. And he's like, send me a photo. So I sent him a photo, and he literally responded, you're fucking insane. You've been walking around for 2 weeks with your elbow like this? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you're not coming in to train today. He's like, you need to go to the doctor. And I was like, fine. So I made an appointment with the doctor, and I couldn't get in with my normal doctor because I don't know, for doctors, it's the weirdest thing. Like, you need to see your doctor, and they're like, well, we can see you in 2 to 3 months. It's like, well, I need to see a doctor right now. So they're like, okay, we have some other options, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, after all the shit I have gone through with my dental insurance and all my other insurance, I'm like, I'm going to call my insurance just to make sure, like, am I going to the right doctor? Is everything covered? Like, just to make sure, right? Trying to be a responsible adult here. So I call the number on the back of my insurance card. You know, you go through all the fucking steps, press 1, your social security number, all your bullshit, and you get a hold of someone. This customer service representative, like, here's the deal. Clearly she works from home and she's a stay-at-home mom. So I give you all the credit in the world that you are, you know, trying to raise kids and work and do all the things. Like, I give you credit for that. But when I call in and I'm literally, it's like about medical shit, and it's like kind of serious, and you're like, can you please hold as I hear your kids screaming in the background and throwing a fit and doing their toys. And then I asked her a question. I was like, hey, is this doctor covered? And she goes, 1 sec, please hold. So I held for like 3 minutes. Then she comes back and she goes, what was the name again? And then I told her the doctor's name, and she's like, okay, please hold, let me check. I go, what the fuck is going on? I know that she's back there having to deal with her fucking kids, which, again, I'm sorry that you have to do like stay-at-home mom plus work, but maybe we shouldn't be a call center for like medical emergencies. Maybe we should be a call center for, I don't know, like fucking, I don't know, Dairy Queen, or, you know, someone who needs to write complaints about their fucking lawn service. I don't know, UPS, because actually you can never get a hold of UPS people. So maybe you should work for UPS customer service. But like, when you're dealing with medical and hospital, I'd like to speak to someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about. So after like being put on hold 27 times because her kid wanted, you know, Barney and or a glass of milk, I finally she's like, okay, yeah, that doctor's approved. And I'm like, okay, great, thanks. She's like, you have to pay your copay and everything else is covered. So I'm like, okay, great. So I get to the doctor. Since it was like a last minute thing and they squeezed me in, I had to wait, which I was like, whatever, I get it. And I'm sitting there, and then they bring me in the back, and the nurse, is it the nurse, the tech, not the doctor, brings me in, and I'm telling her the story. And I'm like, you know, I was in Miami and I got this cut, and then I went on this boat trip and it blew up, and I've been at sea with a swollen elbow, and I've been on all these antibiotics, and they're all in French, so I don't really know what they are. And the doctor spoke French, so I didn't really know what the fuck he was saying. But here we are. And she just goes, well, when's the last time you've had a tetanus shot? And I go, I don't know. You have my medical records. I don't. And so then she leaves, and the actual doctor comes in. And she's like, I said, apparently I'm getting a tetanus shot. And she's like, what? No, you don't. Why would you need a tetanus shot? I'm like, I don't know. That's what the lady before you just said. So then she comes in, and she like looks at my elbow, and she's like, okay, here's the deal. We're going to put you on another antibiotic. So this is now my 5th antibiotic this month, just so we're all aware. So I'm sure my body is like, I don't know, going to shut down. So she said, we're going to put you on another antibiotic. And she goes, you need to ice it 5 times a day, and then you need to wrap it. And I'm like, okay. She goes, we'll wrap it for you here, but then like go to CVS or go get like an elbow wrap. And I'm like, okay, great. She wraps my arm so fucking tight. I'm like, is this normal? And she goes, yeah. So it feels tight, but that's what it needs to be. I'm like, okay, well, all my veins in my hand are popping out and my fingers are turning blue. So are you sure this is the correct tightness? And she's like, yep. by the time I got to CVS, like my hand was going to fall off. So I had to unwrap this shit. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm sorry. What? And when I was in there, she told me, she goes, so I'm like, can't we just like drain this sucker? Can't we just cut her open and be done with it? And she's like, if we drain it, the fluid will probably just come right back. And she goes, if it's not better by next week, here is a sports medicine surgeon. She goes, you'll have to have surgery and have your bursa removed. What? What? I don't even know what a bursa is, if we're going to be honest. And second of all, it sounds like something I need. So are we sure we should be removing the bursa? I'm like, okay, so I'm on more antibiotics. I'm on more I'm icing this motherfucker and doing all the things. My trainer like won't let me work out. So I'm trying. If you're listening, Brandon, which I think you might be, I'm eating correctly. I'm eating well and I'm eating on my plan. So fuck off. So that's the latest on the elbow. I'll keep you guys updated if it's going to fall off, if I'm going into surgery, who knows? I mean, that could be a good episode if I'm waking up from surgery and we start recording. I don't know. This elbow has just kind of become quite the fucking ordeal. This past weekend also, AJ, he hoodwinked me. He tricked me into going to this charity event in Granbury, which said on the flyer, the big city coming to Granbury. Okay. So it was a charity event for, I'm not even sure what it was. So that's unfortunate. I wish I could plug them and promote that, but I don't. What was the charity? I don't even know what the charity was. But there was a dueling piano bar, or they brought dueling pianos from a city to here. So they had like a stage. So I paid a lot of money to get my song played, which was Defying Gravity from Wicked, and it didn't get played. So that sucked. I just kept going up to the bar because it's so crazy in this town. Everyone in this town fucking knows who AJ is. Everyone's like, AJ. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know everyone? Like, I don't want to know people. And I told someone, I'm like, I want people to know who I am. I don't want to know them. Is that fair? And so I just kept going to the bar and ordering doubles. And I was like, these aren't very strong. And it turns out they actually were pretty strong. And I got really, really drunk. Accidentally got fucking wasted, actually. So I'm at this charity event and they're doing the piano bar and this one person gets up and starts singing. And I was like, oh my God, if they're going to let people sing, like I need to get AJ up there to sing. So my goal in mind was to get to the front and get AJ to be able to sing a song. Unfortunately, I did not accomplish that goal. And as I was in the midst of making fun of everyone because they were all dancing and all these songs, it was the fucking YMCA, Shout, the Cupid Shuffle, the most white people, bad wedding music, awful that you can ever think of. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? So as I'm getting to the front, because I'm like, I'll get AJ to sing Whitney or something. Somehow, I don't know how this happened. Backstreet Boys came on and I was forced onto stage and I danced with two 65-year-old women and I grinded in between them. And there is a video, and I don't know if I'm going to share that video because I'm a little embarrassed, but not embarrassed. I'm a little ashamed, but because I gave in to this and I got up on stage and grinded between two 65-year-old women. And now everyone in this town does know who I am. So there's that. After that incident, I was like, I need to go to the bar and get another fucking drink because I just humiliated myself doing Backstreet Boys in front of the entire town of Granbury. So I go to the bar and this girl was with me. And then these two women just budged, right? Because the line was kind of long. These two girls just budged right ahead of me, which I was like, whatever. And so I told them, I go, you guys just budged. And they turned around and they said, no, we didn't. We were here. And I go, well, you didn't. I said, it's fine. But, just want you to know you budge. And this lady turns to me. She goes, I just want you to know I do so much work with the LGBT community. And I just looked at her and I go, yeah, and the fuck is your point? I wish I would have said, what? I'm not a fucking faggot. What? But I wasn't thinking that quick because I've had too many of the cocktails. But I did tell the one friend, I go, here's the deal, honey. Stripes aren't for everyone, not your friend. And the one girl goes, oh, and I go, and you, on the other hand, you might want to go straight back on over to Whoville. So those two are not my friends, and I don't think in the community, or I wouldn't want to be my friend. But they did ask for it. They were being fucking cunts. So sorry to that. But the rest of the night, I mean, it was pretty good. Then we went out to this place called Bob's on the square, and there was this guy there, and he's like, I own this place. And I was like, oh my God, are you Bob? And he's like, no. And I was like, well, that's not tracking for me then. And I also then proceeded to get onto the chairs and start dancing on tables, which in a small town like Granbury, that's not really a thing. Like, you can't do that here. Like, for some reason, I still thought I'm in the fucking south of France or in the Caribbean or in Mexico or in Miami, anywhere else that is acceptable behavior. But here, they kept yelling at me. And this one lady, she kept yelling at me. And then she's like, "You're going to get kicked out." And I said, "Says who?" And she's like, "I'm the manager." And I was like, "Copy that." So I got down. Then we went next door to this cigar lounge, which I also got on the chairs. And that also was frowned upon. But they said they were more concerned that I was going to break the chairs, which I was like, fair enough. But then they had a big TV they had YouTube playing on it, and somehow I got in control of the remote. So I'm going to set the scene for you. All these, like, I don't know, 55 plus white male cowboy-ish type people at a cigar lounge. And I played Cher, Beyonce, Lady Gaga. Who else did I play? Celine Dion. All the winners showed up that night, and I may or may not be shunned from this town. I'm not sure. But I don't know. I was like, I woke up the next morning, and usually I wake up the next morning and I'm like, oh God, everyone hates me. But I woke up that morning being like, I don't really give a fuck, actually, because is that bad? I don't know. Just kind of the truth. That's how I felt. So it was an interesting week. Let's pray this elbow goes down. Let's pray that I don't get hate crimed or the shit beat out of me when I go back out in public. And that's all I got for this week. But I have a co-host joining me this week, Sherri. We have some interesting stories, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. All right, Sherri, welcome to It's Been a Week.
Hi, Ben.
Is this your first time doing a podcast?
Very first.
So Sherri is someone that AJ and I met, I think, like right when we moved to town.
Well, I've been at Bridge Street Market almost 5 years, and that was when I first got there. So probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, like right when.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you sold us the balls.
The big balls.
You sold us our big balls. We walked into the store and there was these giant silver Christmas bulbs, like huge. And I was like, this is when I was decorating Christmas trees. And I still am, by the way, if anyone needs Christmas trees.
Mm-hmm. They're gorgeous.
And I was like, I need those balls. And you were like, they're not for sale.
The balls aren't for sale.
And I was like, well, everything's for sale.
I said, the balls aren't for sale.
And then what did you call the owner?
Well, I talked to her later and I said, hey, these guys are in here. They want to buy those big balls. And she goes, well, they're not for sale. And I go, well, that's what I told them. But I said, really, Allison, think about it. Where are we going to put them?
Where are you going to store that shit?
She was like, oh, because I mean, they're big.
They're huge. No, and I can attest, they're a bitch to store.
I've seen them in the closet.
Yeah, they take up their whole fucking closet. Area. But during Christmas time, because our house is crazy for Christmas, I think I do like 9. I think I did 9 trees last year.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it's crazy. But these big balls, we like wrap them around by the fireplace and they hang down and they're like giant.
Yeah.
I love those balls.
I love those balls too.
You sold me some good balls.
I'm a good ball handler. What can I say?
So how's your week been?
Oh, it's been a crazy week. You know what it is that makes me mad? This effing wind.
This wind is crazy. I'm
done with the wind. No. I'm from the Lubbock area, and if I wanted this shit, I'd move back there.
The wind, like my friend Kelly, her whole barn, the roof flew off.
Yeah.
Our greenhouse was damaged. When we came home, it was like shit was knocked down everywhere.
We lost a limb, not a branch off the tree, like the whole limb that attaches to the trunk.
Oh, so did we.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do like a whole fire situation.
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel really bad for the pool guys. Every week they've been coming. There's so many fucking leaves in the pool.
It's bad.
Like we have like a pool robot cleaner in the bottom. It just gets full instantly. The skimmers are like overflowing. The one time the guy was here and I felt so bad. He was here for like 3 hours and he went and grabbed our garbage bin and he was just scooping and putting the leaves into the garbage. I think he's like, I don't know where to put these.
But you don't have, all those leaves did not come from your trees. They're coming from like probably
all over
Littlefield, Texas or something.
Yeah, no, the wind is out of control here.
I'm not enjoying that.
No.
So that's been fun.
Yeah, the wind could die down. But I would honestly rather have the wind than the heat.
Yeah.
I feel like summer's right around the corner.
It is.
And I'm not ready for the heat.
Well, it's pretty warm today.
I know. I was out riding today and I was already fucking sweating.
Ugh. That's gotta be hot.
It is.
So, how you guys moved here was it 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I told Allison, I said, I'm going to be friends with those guys. And she was like, okay.
And you did, but not right away. I mean, we
No. Yeah, y'all would come in.
we would like see you at the store, and then yeah, it wasn't until AJ came in with the candle thing, is I think when you guys really became buddies.
And that's what is weird to me, that I talk to y'all like all the time when y'all would come in, or he would come in alone or whatever, and he never knew I did candles.
Yeah, he had
So
no
when
idea.
he came in and saw that big, huge crock that's like the size of a piece of furniture, he like brought it up, and I go, "Oh, what are you going to do with that?" He goes, "I'm going to put a candle in it." Well, he said it with such authority that I was like, okay. I'm thinking in my head, well, he knows how to pour candles.
Right.
He was like,
He has no
no,
fucking clue.
no. He said he was going to go to Michael's and buy a kit. I'm like, oh, okay. You're going to have to like buy all the kits.
You're gonna need a lot of kits for that. Yeah, so you made that giant candle, and we've burned like half of it.
Yeah. Don't move it. It's heavy.
It's a heavy sucker.
Yeah. It took, I think both of us had to carry it. Oh, you can't move it right now.
I'm not supposed to be lifting with my elbow.
How is it?
It's elbowing.
It's still looking not.
I know.
So,
it's not great. I'm on like my 5th antibiotic. It's a shit show.
Oh, that hurts my stomach.
I know.
It reminds me, I had an elbow injury.
What'd you do to your elbow?
I was getting my cousin's son a ride on the moped, and we were going up and down, and I hit a mound of gravel, and the next thing I know, we're like road rash. Tyler's lip is busted. He hit his eye, and I'm like bawling. I'm like limping around because I hurt my knee, but I didn't think anything about it. And we get him up to the house, and we happened to crash in front of a paramedics.
Oh, that's convenient.
The guy's like, no, he's going to be okay, but you need to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I don't. I just hurt my knee. He goes, no. Where's all this blood coming from? And I was like, what blood? And I looked down, and I'm like covered in blood, like especially down my right leg. And he goes, turn around. And I turned around, and he goes, look at your arm. And I picked my arm up, and it was gashed open.
Oh.
Like you could see things in there.
And it was probably like full of dirt and gravel.
It was so disgusting. But it didn't hurt. I don't know, adrenaline severed the nerves. I don't know. It didn't hurt. So I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. So I ran in, and my uncle brought me some hydrogen peroxide, and I'm over the sink, and I'm pouring it in there and scraping it out with Q-tip.
Oh my God.
I put like 5 Band-Aids across it thinking it's going to hold it. It didn't work. So anyway, I worked in the pathology department at Baylor, and I went to work the next day, and I was like barely able to, make my cuts. And he was like, what's wrong with your arm? I was like, oh, I've had a moped crash. And he said, let me see it. And so I peeled back the bandage. He goes, you go to the ER right now. I was like, I'm all right. It's fine. It hurts. And he goes, no. You go to the ER right now. That thing's infected. So I argued with him a little bit. He finally forced me to go. I go down there, and there's like sick people everywhere. And I was like, I'm not sitting down here and getting the flu to have them look at my elbow and give me some antibiotics.
Yeah, disgusting.
Yeah. So I go back upstairs, and he was like, what are you doing? And I go, it's really busy down there. I'll go when I get off work. He was like, you will go now, and you will not come back until you're done.
Wait, you worked in the pathology?
Yes.
What is that even? What?
I was a histology technician. And the slides you used to look at in biology class?
Yeah.
Okay, I used to make those out of people tissue. So like anything that you have taken out of surgery or removed from your body or removed out of your body comes to pathology.
Like no matter what?
No matter what.
No matter what kind of surgery, whatever it is.
So tonsils. Ooh. Even when you have like a mole, they'll take a mole and they'll say, we're going to send this down to pathology and have them look at it. So they
know if it's
send
like
it cancer. Mm-hmm. So they send it down, and the histology technician, just to make a long story short, logs it in, gives it to the pathologist. He cuts what he wants to look at, gives it to us. We put it in this machine that like puts it in this little wax block. And then the next day you come in and you cut the slides. They're really super, super thin tissue, and put it on the slide. And then we dye it and give it to the pathologist, and he makes the diagnosis.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've seen some crazy.
There is not a body part that I have not seen laying on a table. And
oh my God,
people do weird things.
Oh, like when people put stuff up inside of them?
I've seen objects.
Okay, what's like what's one of the craziest things you've seen?
Are you sure? I mean, it's kind of
Nothing's off limits on this podcast.
okay. Well, I won't get super duper graphic, but this woman comes into the ER and, we just get a little bit of information on the little slip. Now it's all in the computer, but back then, it was a long time ago,
Right.
they wrote it on a little slip. And she came to the ER with severe abdominal pain. And
Okay.
so they did an ultrasound and they saw a mass and they're like, oh my God, we got to do surgery or whatever. So they take her up and do surgery. And it was a sweet potato.
What? Like she ate a sweet potato?
No. She inserted a sweet potato.
Like in her Pikachu?
Yeah. But the bad thing, the reason why, well, I'm sure it was causing pain because, it was in there and they're not soft. But the roots had started like growing in
Shut the
her.
fuck
No.
up. So she left this thing up inside of her long enough for roots to start growing into her body?
Yeah.
Like how, I mean, I've left potatoes like in the pantry for too long and you're like, oh, they're growing roots, like, and you throw them away. How long do you have to leave that inside of you?
I don't know.
And also she came into the doctor and was like, I have abdominal pain, and let them do surgery. She failed to mention like, oh, by the way, I stuck a sweet potato up my Pikachu.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those situations where you're like, oh God, my stomach hurts so bad. And by the way, when you do the exam, you may or may not see produce in my vagina.
Like,
I mean, you probably, I don't know.
How do you go to the doctor though and like have abdominal pain and not mention that? Because you have to know it's in there.
Maybe she forgot. Maybe she fell asleep and then woke up the next day and went on about her business. I don't know.
And
you can't think of some weird ass excuse like, oh, I was gardening and I squatted down. That's not going to happen. First of all, they grow in the ground. So, there's no accidental insertion of a sweet potato.
I mean, I'm not really that knowledgeable on the anatomy of a female, but how is there enough room up there?
Well, I wouldn't have, it was a sizable sweet potato, but I guess men, different all shapes and sizes, right? So I guess women come the same way. You just can't see it, I guess.
But like, there's enough storage room in there to put a fucking sweet potato and then go about your day?
I guess in some people there is.
What else are people storing up there?
Well, there's a guy situation if you want to hear the other. Baylor's a teaching hospital. So on the weekends, the senior residents, like the guys that are just pretty much done, their next step is to go away and be a pathologist.
Okay.
So they do the Saturday shift with like one or two histotechs because, surgeries happen mostly during the week, but there are emergency situations.
Right.
So I was working one Saturday and Baylor had, I don't know if they still do, but they had 2 surgical wards. So I had to take my little cart and I had to truck over to the other surgical center and, the little specimen buckets are sitting there. And there was one of the really big ones. It's like 5-gallon with the peel back lid, kind of like what that big ice cream.
Oh,
the
like
big
the huge ones.
Yeah. So when things are taken out that are big, they put them in there, but they put the formalin, the formaldehyde in there, like to preserve it or whatever. So it's heavy.
Okay.
So I go over there ready to pick up this heavy bucket and I pick it up and it was like super lightweight. And I'm like, what is this? And I heard something kind of rattling in there. So I picked up the slip and I was like, oh no. It said foreign object removed from rectum.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So some dude stuck something up his ass.
Yeah. So, which is more common than you would believe.
I can imagine. Yeah.
But
okay.
I mean, why would you not make sure you could get it out? Like if you make a homemade dildo, attach a pull cord to it so you can get it out. Because otherwise you're going to end up in the ER and have surgery. And so anyway,
But here's the thing. Sex toys aren't that expensive.
No.
Like just go buy one.
No. And this thing, I'm about to tell you how it was made.
Oh, boy.
I mean, he put time and effort into it. It would have been much quicker to zip down to Adam and Eve and grab something off the shelf.
Not do this whole arts and crafts project. I don't know what
that place is, Mom. I've heard it. Anyway, I take the bucket over and the resident that I was working with that day is like this good looking, preppy, like young guy, and so I take the bucket and I get it all set up, and he comes in there and he's reading through his slips, and he was like, oh, because not that we care what people do. I mean,
Well,
I find
kinda.
humor in it.
Shouldn't be putting sweet potatoes up there.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're going to talk about it,
Right.
but I, I don't really care what somebody does. If they want to do that, that's their own business. But you have to, the pathologist it's called grossing in the specimen. The pathologist that's doing that has to take it apart and describe it. And then some little receptionist is over there typing up the report, and she has to type up everything that he
Discovered.
Yeah.
So what was it?
So it was how long is that? 7 or 8 inches?
Yeah, not 9.
Yeah, okay-ish. I mean, okay, we won't get into that discussion. But anyway, 6 to 9 inches. Well, no, it was more like 7 to 9 inches. And it was smooth on the outside. He had coated it in wax.
Okay.
So under the wax, like, the doctor's cutting under the wax, peels, the wax starts crumbling off. He had that Coban stuff that you get on your arm when you get your blood drawn.
Yeah.
It was like wrapped. And under that was cotton. And under the cotton was a crack and crevice tool from the vacuum cleaner.
Oh. So he put a crack and crevice tool in his crack and crevice.
Yeah. Yeah. He had shortened it somehow. Because, the crack and crevice tool is pretty long.
Yeah.
It was a little bit shorter. So I guess he had cut it.
What a waste. Don't you? You need that.
Well, you need
vacuuming.
it to pull. Oh, I thought you meant you need the length.
No, I meant you need the crack and crevice tool to clean your house.
Maybe he wasn't that clean. But you need the length. I mean, that's why he lost it.
Yeah, if he would have left it long enough, there could have been enough sticking out where you could get it out. So he shortens it. He wraps it in cotton, wraps it in like this gauze vet wrap tape, wax coats it, shoots it up there, and then it gets lost.
Yep.
So how does one go about removing that?
Oh, they had to do surgery. Oh, I don't know if they cut him open. They probably just used those retractor,
Oh my God. But you have to be like put out for that. Right?
Oh, well, yeah. I would think.
I wouldn't want to be awake for that.
No.
Also, how embarrassing.
Yeah. What did he say when he came trolling in there?
Does insurance cover that?
I don't know.
Like, I wonder how do you file that with your insurance company? Like, stuck homemade dildo up my ass and lost it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, the root problem is failure to attach a tether cord.
That's the key lesson here.
Yes.
Also, that tool plus the gauze plus the tape plus the wax, that's not only time consuming, that's like there's expense in materials there. Just go buy something for $20.
I mean, it wasn't like this guy, the urge all of a sudden hit him, and so he had to spend some time.
He had to really think about that.
Yeah.
You gotta let the wax dry. You gotta melt the wax, let the wax dry. This was his own little art project.
Yes. He really must have been into the arts and crafts.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's like beyond me. Beyond.
That's crazy. I
mean, at least the lady with the sweet potato, she's probably just like spur of the moment. But how it disappeared and she had it on hand. She didn't prepare it.
Right. She just went to the pantry.
Right.
But was she not able to fish it out?
I don't know. I mean, I don't get that. I don't get that.
I mean, imagine those roots start growing into your body. Like, that is so unsafe.
That was where all the pain came from.
Well, I would imagine. I mean, that's like some Stranger Things shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some strange people actually in this town in Granbury.
Well, yeah.
How long have you been here?
14 years.
Okay, so there's weird people here.
Yes.
And I have this thing. So I love going to the hardware store. Like, I go to Lowe's and Home Depot all the time.
Yes.
I love a project. I built the koi pond.
Yes. Sauna.
I built the wellness center.
Yes.
I built the greenhouse. I built the chicken coop. What the fuck else have I built? I built also Phil's fence. I built this furniture.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did build that furniture.
Yeah, like the patio furniture on the deck. So I love Lowe's and Home Depot. I love a project.
Yeah. You did the ladder too.
I did the ladder.
I climbed up that ladder one day, by the way,
which was dangerous.
It worked.
But it was secure, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Because you knew it was secure.
No, to see if it was secure.
To test it.
Yeah.
And I love Lowe's and Home Depot because I think they both have different, like Home
They
Depot
do.
has better holiday decor. Lowe's has better plants. Like there's just, they both have different things
Yes.
and different strengths. So I go to both. For some reason, whenever I go to fucking Lowe's, why do people in this town feel the need to bring their pets or animals to the hardware store?
They bring them in Bridge Street Market too.
No, but I'm not talking like their dog. I was at Lowe's the other day. Someone had a monkey.
What?
A monkey on their back, and it was like jumping. It was like had a diaper on and on a leash, and it was just. I'm like, okay, first of all, kind of cool, kind of weird that you have a monkey. Second of all, why does it need to come to Lowe's?
Well, I would think if somebody had a monkey, they probably want to show it off.
At
But I
Lowe's,
wouldn't bring it to Lowe's.
go to like
there's like,
the park
yeah,
or like the town square when there's stuff going on.
yeah.
Like Lowe's. And then I was there the other day, and I was kneeling down because I was getting like paint or something. It was stain. I was trying to get the correct one. So I'm sitting down, and then I could feel someone next to me, and I'm like, God, they're really kind of fucking close. I look over, this girl's holding a fucking snake, like a ball python in Lowe's. And I have a major fear of snakes. I will freak the fuck out with snakes. I hate snakes. I kill all snakes I see, which actually I have a story on that too. I fucking hate snakes. So I look up, and this why the fuck? First of all, people who have snakes, red flag. Then why bring it to Lowe's?
Again, shock factor. I mean,
like she was in the paint department with me. So I'm like, you're buying paint, and you're like, let's bring the python.
Maybe she's trying to match the color
to the snake.
Maybe.
When we first moved here, we killed a snake because we had a rattlesnake when we first moved here because the people we bought our house from were assholes, and they hated us. And
this house?
Yeah. Oh God, that's his whole own episode on the drama with this house. I mean, these people were fuckers. That's a whole different episode. But the people, because they were mad at us, they didn't cut any of the grass or anything for like 2 months. Which if and that was the year we had a shit ton of rain. So by the time we moved in, the grass was like 5 feet tall, literally.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about snakes, they always say like keep your grass short.
Yep, I love it.
They love the tall grass. And when we just moved in, we didn't have like a lawnmower yet, the tractor with so we didn't have a way to mow the grass yet. So we move in, and like day 2, here's a fucking rattlesnake in our driveway. So I kill the rattlesnake. We call someone over to come kill it. And I had posted it on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, it was going right into like my horse's pen.
Oh yeah, they'll bite him.
Oh, I had this crazy bitch go nuts on me. They contacted PETA. PETA reached out to me, like actual PETA.
Because you killed a rattlesnake?
Because I killed a rattlesnake. And they said, I go, well, what the fuck would you like me to do? And they said, we suggest you grab it behind the head and relocate it.
Okay.
I said, okay, great. Why don't you come here and do that? You come grab the snake from behind the head. Like, what? And so
trained professionals should not be people that are not trained professionals should
not be grabbing rattlesnakes. Yes. And so then I had my DMs. I had hundreds of death threats.
What?
Oh, all these PETA people. I had someone that said like, we're going to put a shovel to your head. We know where you live. We have your address. We're going to kill you. I mean, I had all these death threats. I had this one lady who was like, you are the scum of earth. Your mom should have swallowed. Like all.
Oh,
no.
Because of
because
have these people ever heard of the Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup that happens every year?
Is that where they go and they have like.
Kill them.
All of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All at once. Okay. If you don't do that.
They'll take over.
We would not be able to live in Texas. Yeah. Texas is different. I mean, I'm born and raised Texas. I'm hardcore Texan. You have to, if you don't control that.
Well, also, the snake was going into my horse's, like, my horse, It was going directly into its pen. Like, they can kill horses. They can. Oh, yeah. It can be a whole thing. I was like, what? So, yeah, no, I had death threats, and it went on for a long time. It was crazy.
That is insane.
And it was literally like PETA's verified account was DMing me. I should screenshot those and post them.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I had all these death threats, and there was this singer.
Those people have never lived here.
No, the lady, she was some singer. She was like this, like awful looking lesbian. And she, she was all in my DMs. She was like and she wouldn't quit. Like she just kept coming at me. I'm like, you need to calm down.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. So
the wildlife here is just on another level.
The bugs,
the
snake. I can handle. Really, it's the snakes that I don't like.
Yeah,
Like I'm good with like critters, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of critters in
A
Texas.
lot. Like I didn't know porcupines could climb trees, but they can.
Really?
Yeah, our dogs treed one after they got quilled by about 100 quills each. They had to have surgery. Dr. Sally loves us.
Everett?
Yes.
Oh, shout out Sally.
That whole Granbury Animal Clinic loves us. We've had some weird shit go on at our place with animals, I'm telling you.
They love us too, because when we first moved here, we had one of our barn cats named Chrissy.
Oh.
And she's like a little tiny cat, and she's a bobtail, so she doesn't really have like a tail.
One of us too.
We have two of them.
Yeah. Oh.
We have Bobby the bobtail, and then Chrissy. And so Chrissy, she was getting bigger because when we first moved here, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. So all the cats were pregnant.
Oh my God.
But Chrissy was so small, and they're like, so we bring her in, and they're like, okay, she's pregnant. If she doesn't give birth like in the next 48 hours, like we need to do an emergency C-section, because like she's such a small cat and all this thing. So 2 days go by, she didn't give birth. So we brought her in. They did an emergency C-section. None of the kittens were viable, whatever. But it was fine. So she like, they spayed her and fixed her.
Right.
And they're like, here's a little miscommunication. They're like, keep her in for like, I don't know. I thought it was like a day or two.
Oh no.
Might have been like 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we kept her in the tack room. And then after a few days, I'm like, all right, let's let her out, let it be. And we come out one morning, and I was dragging the arena, and AJ's dad came running up. I'm like, what is going on? Like something must be wrong. We go up, and all of Chrissy's intestines have come out of her body.
Chrissy.
Out of this 1/2 of an inch incision.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take much.
No, all of
they're kind of all attached. So when a little bit comes out, it's like
all of it.
Yeah.
In the dirt, all the thing. So we put her on a puppy pad, and I call the vet, and they're like, Granbury Animal Clinic, is this an emergency, or can you please hold? I go, it's a fucking emergency. And I'm like, I said the cat's intestines are falling out. And they were like, okay. Like they thought we were exaggerating.
Right.
And Sally even says, like, we thought it was like no big deal.
Yeah, you probably thought it was like.
No, we walk in, and she's like, holy shit. So they start like dousing her with water, cleaning all the gravel out of her intestines. They said her intestines were turning black because it was dying. It doesn't
take very long, yeah.
And
I know about that too.
Yeah, but they got it all cleaned up. They put it in, stitched her up, and like literally to this day, she like runs the barn.
Oh my God, Chrissy's tough.
Oh, Chrissy's a tough bitch. And but the people in this town, like I've heard there's a lot of swingers in this town.
I've heard that too.
And
there used to be a sex club here.
There was a sex club?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I mean, there was like this club where people went and had open sex.
Like as a group?
I guess it could. I never went there. But that's when I was working up at the sheriff's department.
Like it would, like because swingers is like what? You put your watch in the thing and then you switch.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Well, I've seen that on the OC one time. Everyone put their watch in a jar, and then the women would draw they pick a watch.
You draw out,
that's who you sleep with.
I'm just way too picky for that.
Yeah, what if you get someone?
Nuh-uh.
But I've heard from multiple people, like they say that there's a ton of swingers in this town.
I don't know anything about. Well, I do know about the sex club, but I don't know about the swingers. I've not been approached.
Because isn't the sign like an upside down pineapple?
Yes.
Or is it any pineapple?
No, I think I've heard it was an upside down pineapple.
You know what's funny too, at Lowe's, because I was just there.
Oh my God, do they have them?
They have a ton of like lawn ornament, like pineapple, like things you put in your garden and in your
So you would have to like figure out how to hang it the wrong way.
Upside down.
My mom had a welcome sign one time, and it was one of those on the little hinges, and it was a pineapple, and the wind blew and it like flipped up, and I was like, Mom, you got to get that off the wall.
Because that's what it is.
Means things.
The pineapple, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why pineapple means swinger. It'd be fun to get I should see if I can find a swinger to come on here and we could ask them the questions.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I'm fascinated by that kind of stuff. I don't want to participate, but I'm fascinated by it.
Because like, how do you bring that up? Like, how do you know. Like, how do you just find a couple and then be like, hey?
So I know one time I was out with my cousin and her husband, and there was this other couple that were there, and I had just started drinking. They had all, been out for a while, and I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, this is good. I don't think my cousin and her husband realize where this is going. Like, yeah. And so later I was like, I think this couple's hitting on y'all. And they were like, no. And I was like, like, kind of try to pay a little bit of attention. Sure enough, they were like, oh, God, we got to go.
They were, huh?
It was obvious.
So so like the sex club, how does that work?
Well, I don't know. Okay, if I was going to do that, I'd probably go out of town. And apparently that happened.
Right, because this is a small town.
Very small. And so there's a hotel in town. It's, okay, I'm just going to name off a few. It's like along the Holiday Inn La Quinta kind of, like, I won't name the specific hotel.
But in that range of hotel.
Yeah, like not 5-star, not crappy.
Right.
Like
not a
a
motel.
mid-range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there was a limo, and they would go to the hotel and pick them up and drive them out to the sex club, let them do their thing.
Wait, so people from out of town would come stay at this hotel?
And I guess it was just sort of, I don't know, maybe the lady that owned the sex club was like, hey, go there. I'll get you a discount or something.
You got a good rate.
Yeah.
Okay, so people from out of town would come. They'd stay at this hotel. Then, so they weren't local people going to this.
I don't.
Might have been some.
Maybe.
But then this limo picks you up at the hotel, and like, was this out in the middle of the boondocks, like in the country?
It was outside of one of a very populous housing addition. It was not out in the country. It was like you could see it just driving down the street.
And so the limo would bring the people there. They'd have this party, and then this limo bring you back to the hotel. So then, do you have to pay for this service?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you couldn't just walk in there and be all, who's up?
That's crazy.
It didn't last very long. It got shut down pretty quick.
Yeah, I could imagine word would spread pretty quick about that.
Yeah.
But wasn't there also a like a massage?
Yes.
What happened here? There was something with that.
It was a nail salon place, and it got busted for sex acts. Well, they did nails and they did massage.
But didn't that one get like raided by like the FBI?
I don't know. That was after I left, so I don't know who all was involved.
Oh.
After I left the sheriff's department, but apparently it was in one of those shopping centers, and apparently the next door neighbor guy was going and carrying out his trash or whatever and could see lingerie hanging to dry in the back. And he was like,
she wasn't even hiding it.
Something's going on over here. Yeah.
See, there's small towns. Weird shit happens in small towns.
Well, I think a proportionate amount of weird shit happens in a city, but it's a city and you don't see it.
Right.
Like when you're in a little town like this,
things stand out.
Yeah.
That's true.
And rumors spread
like crazy.
Fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Also, I remember we moved.
And in a city, people don't care.
Right. There's too many people.
Yeah, they don't
can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
I remember also when we moved here, we go to all these like antique shops and little things. Like that's where we met you. And AJ and I were always like, there's some of these ones that they have like figurines. There's like horse statues, and there's like dolphin statues or lions or all these things. But then there was always alien statues.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Why? Who the fuck is going and buying an alien statue?
They are very popular. My friend Bob sells those.
And they sell.
Yes, a lot. And they're like
not cheap.
They're like, I don't know, $800 or $900, and the big Sasquatch guys like $1,200 or something. They're not cheap.
Ugly.
Yeah, they're like the lime green with the big eye.
Yes. So we were wondering. I was like, why is there all these alien statues? And then I found out that there's like been a ton of like alien activity.
Yeah.
We're in Granbury. Stephenville is the town right next to us. And apparently there's like a ton of alien activity there.
Well, so I believe we're not alone. I'm always like hesitant to say that because, but I feel like if you watch enough reality TV, you become experts on all the things. Like I'm an expert on marriage because I've seen Married at First Sight.
Right.
I'm an expert on aliens because I've seen Skinwalker Ranch.
What is Skinwalker Ranch?
You've not watched it?
No.
Oh, it's like in the 5th season.
What? Is it reality or is it a...
Well, it's
scripted?
no, it's not. Well, they say it's not scripted, but I mean, I really don't know. But I don't think it is because weird things happen, and like they can see it on film, and it's so cute because the little physicist guy's like, if a portal opens up, I'm going in it. Like it's real, like
Wait, what is
weird
this
stuff.
on?
Is it History or A&E? Maybe it's the History Channel.
Okay, I wonder if we have that.
Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know. At this point, you could probably stream it.
There
'Cause
was
been
some
like 5.
Netflix show that was all about aliens,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a documentary, and there was the first episode of this thing was called Stephenville, Texas.
Shut up.
Yeah, and it was this whole thing because I think Stephenville has, and I don't quote me because I'm not speaking exact facts, but Stephenville has one of these like mass, like how do they describe it? Basically, there was a sighting of
Mhm.
aliens that was seen by a shit
A
ton of
bunch
people.
of people at once.
So it's like a mass sighting. It's not like one
Yeah.
person got, it was like a ton of people saw this. And it was this whole thing. I think it happened like, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s. Like this wasn't that long ago. And it was this like huge beam of light that lit up the entire sky, and like all of Stephenville saw it.
Did anybody run into it to see if they got beamed up or something?
I don't know.
See, I would be tempted. Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it now because I have a daughter, but like back then I was single and I didn't care.
So, like, see what
I
happens.
maybe would have like run in the light.
I mean, space scares the shit out of me. Like the
I'm
thought of it.
Fascinated by. I don't get. I mean,
Would you ever go to space?
Okay. If I was single and didn't, you know,
If you didn't have a
have like
daughter, you
all
were
the
single.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You would?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah. I love Earth. I'm very good on Earth.
You're grounded.
I'm staying here on Earth. I'm all about Earth. Like,
Yeah, but can you imagine? I mean, this is what I think about. Like, you get up there and you look and you see the Earth.
but I can like Google image that.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking
I could do some virtual reality.
Once in a lifetime experience. It may like literally be the end of your lifetime.
Yeah, because you might not come back.
Right.
I don't know. The thought of like space, like how it doesn't end.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it.
Like my brain can't
Nuh-uh.
process the fact that it never ends.
And time is weird too.
Yeah, the time of it all.
Yeah.
And then you think about like our galaxy in like Earth, like there's
Mhm.
no way that our little tiny planet
Mm-mm.
is the only thing
Right.
that has life on it.
Right.
There's no fucking way.
No, I agree.
And there was just a news article came out the other day about in Ireland, they just had a crazy UFO sighting.
See, I think they're becoming more. Are they becoming more common, or like because we have phones and computers and technology and stuff, like we can
Notice it more.
Yeah,
and pay attention
yeah.
and document it.
People are louder.
Right. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's happening faster.
But like, or do you think the aliens are like amongst us?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think they maybe not every day, but I think they've been here.
No, but do you think there's like people that look like people, but they're really aliens?
Well, there are a lot of people that believe that. And there are a lot of people that believe that like Men in Black is like a true story. I'm not going to say yay or nay because, I mean, there's just all kinds of weird shit that has happened in my life, and I'm not about to like discount anything.
But I wonder why there's so much like activity here in this area.
I don't know. I've heard it has something to do with energy, like
Power
a
plant?
lot of stuff. Well, it could be. You know, they have to have energy to get back home.
ET phone home.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe those outages are really them, like down, like that's when they fill up the spaceship to get them back home.
Get all the energy.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I would love
I'm
to talk
kidding.
to someone who's like a specialist in that shit. Cause like, I don't know.
We need to get a hold of Travis, what's his face from Skinwalker Ranch. He gets so excited about it.
Oh, maybe we can get him on the podcast. I just feel like, I don't know. There has to be more out there. There has to be something.
Oh, I believe it.
But I don't want to go discover it. Like it's scary.
Okay, so if you believe in God, I don't know that God created us and was like, "Oh yeah, that's great. I'm gonna stop right there.
We're done.
I got it right the first time." Like,
right? What if God is like? What if we're just one of his test planets and he's got like a million different ones and he's seeing which one does the best?
Yeah. Well, or maybe he did. Maybe we're like the third or fourth, like 3.0, and he's like, "Oh God, I still don't have it right. Let's keep working on this.
Let's do it again."
I joke with my husband all the time that, you know, Adam didn't ask for a spouse. Like Adam didn't say, "I'm lonely. Can you create Eve?" I think God went, "Oh crap, I messed up. I got to do this over."
Made a girl.
Yeah.
But he kind of fucked women.
Yeah, well,
You
I
guys
think
have to go through so much shit.
well, according to the Bible, Eve is who fucked us.
Well, it's like being pregnant,
Yeah.
having your period,
Mhm.
giving birth,
Mhm.
all the
Oh,
things.
menopause.
Menopause,
God.
like all the things. And guys are just like, what's up?
Mhm.
It's fucked up.
Mhm.
That's not fair.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. There has to be other things amongst it. Even like ghosts. Do you believe in like ghosts?
Oh, I lived in a haunted house.
You did?
I'm going to sound like a total freak on this show.
It's okay.
People are going to be like, "Holy crap, who is this girl?"
I used to do a haunted house when I was younger. I was obsessed with them.
What do you mean you
like
went in toward one that was
no, like an attraction.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I had set one
Where's you
up.
at? Yeah.
So I would I had all this decor. We did it in the woods, and I'd have all these kids come do it, and we'd
See, the woods is the scariest.
oh yeah, we'd have someone with a chainsaw. But that was I love haunted houses, but I'm not. You're talking about a real haunted
No, I
house.
legit lived in one with my mom and my sister, and we didn't talk about it to people for a long time because people think you're crazy.
I think that shit's real.
Well, so we moved. My mom got a divorce, and I moved in. I was already in college, so
Okay.
I was like, "Hey, let's get a house together, you, me, and Mandy, and I'll help you pay rent or whatever." Because I was paying for an apartment, so why not?
Right.
So,
Wait, so how old were you?
in my early 20s.
And then your sister is older or younger?
My sister's 6 years younger, so she was still in high school. I
Okay.
think she was like a junior in high school.
So it was just the three of you?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the house.
Okay.
And so we found this ranch house. It was big and it was nice. And when the lady was showing us around, we were like, man, this is like the rent's like super reasonable. This house is big. It was in a nice neighborhood. And we were kind of like, this is kind of weird that it's,
It's perfect.
yeah. So we were excited. And she said, when we were walking around, yeah, because we were talking about how nice it was. And she was like, yeah, I don't understand. The last 3 people that have moved here just packed up and left in the middle of the night. And I don't understand why. And we were like, well, that's weird. And I was like, well, college town, maybe, because it's
Right.
Lubbock. So Texas Tech is there. So,
Lubbock is what, West Texas?
Yeah, you know how the Panhandle go? We're kind of
Yeah.
right at the bottom of the Panhandle, like Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, and you just shoot that way up a little bit, and it's right there.
Well, a lot of it, right?
What?
It's a long ways away.
Oh yeah, it's a long. It's like a 6-hour drive,
Right.
5 or 6 hour drive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
So, lots of cotton fields.
That's
my dad was a cotton farmer. So anyway, we move into the house, and I kept hearing footsteps, like somebody walking around. And, you just kind of you brush that stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while I would hear, Sherri. And I would look, and I'm like, oh, okay, what? I mean, you kind of, it's there. I
You heard your name
heard
clear?
it. Yes, whispered
Oof.
a lot. And so then, okay, so this was back, let's see, I graduated high school in 86, and my sister graduated, I think, in 90 something, 92 maybe. So this was early 90s.
Okay.
And so, late 80s, early 90s. I could have my dates off, but that's back when people had their own, nobody had cell phones.
Right.
So my sister had her own phone line in her room and stuff. And so my mom and I shared a line. We didn't care. And I kept telling Mom, Mandy is on her phone all night long. I can hear her talking all night long. You need to take that phone away from her at night or whatever. So Mom talked to her. Kept happening. Finally, Mom took the phone at night, wrapped the cord around it, stuck it in the closet. I woke up the next day. I was like, she found it, and she plugged it in. She was on the phone because, I'm hearing talking all night long. It's driving. I can't get any sleep. And so, my sister was getting in trouble. We were getting in fights. I was arguing with my mom. Okay, so it was an older house, and those old metal heaters in the bathroom that light up the red coils in the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we would get ready at the same time to go to school, and the heater would come on, and I'm like, Mandy, turn off the heater. It's hot in here. And she's like, I didn't turn it on. She'd flick it off, and water would come on, and lights would come on. And I had this cat, and the cat one night was asleep on the back of the couch. I was the only one home. I was studying, and the cat woke up and started looking in the air, and it was like
Following something?
Yes. And then jumped off and ran under the bed. And I'm sitting in there going, oh, what the heck? So I finally told my mom and sister, there's something weird going on in this house. And I don't want to say the word, but I think it's haunted. And my sister was like, don't say that. My mom was like, well, there's some weird stuff going on. Well, then after we said it out loud, it was on. My mom was seeing faces. We were hearing things knock on the door. I went and got in my car one day in the garage, and the rearview mirror was turned sideways, and the music was blaring. And my sister hadn't been home, so I knew she didn't do it, because otherwise I would think she did it. And it was, it was some creepy shit. And we all got sick one time. And there was the dining room had this, like, not a chandelier, but like a light fixture over the dining room table. And there was a big picture window in there. And we're sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden, like, we get up and jump and run in there. We thought somebody threw something through the window or something. The whole light fixture had just exploded all over the floor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. We're like, all right, we're out. That's it. We're done. We're out. So mom just basically told the landlord, we can't afford to live here. We bit off more than we can chew, blah, blah, blah. So she found somebody else to rent the house. We moved out.
That's crazy.
It was no joke. Like every single day something was happening in there.
Was there like neighbors, or were you in like the middle of nowhere?
Oh, no. We were in a neighborhood. Oh, that's the other thing. So my mom had made friends with the little old lady that lived next door, and she'd go there and have like pie and coffee and stuff. And mom told her, we're going to move out. And the little lady leaned over and patted her hand, and she goes, is it because of the voices? And my mom was like,
what the fuck?
How do you know about that? She goes, oh, yeah, honey. We watch the place for them, when it's not rented. And we hear voices arguing, like a man and a woman fighting in there all the time. And we'll take our key and go over there, and there's nobody in there. That's what we heard. We heard them fighting all the time. She told my mom that the husband died, like the lady that lived there before her husband died, and they never solved the murder.
And I'm like, killed him.
She killed him. Mm-hmm. And I think she killed him in that backyard, because that backyard was creepy.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I will not think anybody's
crazy
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if they tell me because I've lived in it.
I wonder if there's been any haunting stuff in Granbury.
Oh, there's a ton of hauntings in Granbury. They do a tour.
What?
Yes. They do a tour on the square of all the haunted places in Granbury. And there's been 2 of those ghost shows that came here and set up. They did one in the Opera House and one in that Nut House.
Hotel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was empty for a long time.
Well, it was empty for a long time, but before, the lady that she had like a gift shop thing downstairs, and then you could rent the rooms upstairs, and the lady in white, you could see the lady in white coming down the stairs sometimes. People saw it all the time.
What?
Yes. My aunt was going through one of those stores, and something slapped her on the top of the head, and she looked around, and there was like nobody around her and no drips or anything. She left. Well, think about it. All those old antique things that we sell in there, spirits can attach to that.
So we got fucking aliens, we got fucking ghosts, we got fucking swingers.
Rattlesnakes.
We got snakes, swingers, spirits, and spaceships.
Yeah.
That's going to be the title of this episode.
There you go. We got it all.
That's crazy.
Visit Granbury. Mm-hmm. Well, there's always stuff going on here. But yeah, you can take that haunted tour on the square.
I don't know if I want to.
A couple of $bucks, and they tell you everything that happened. You can find those episodes.
Okay, I'm going to look that up. I need to watch that shit.
Skinwalker Ranch.
And I'll look up
2 of those haunted shows.
And there's the alien one about Stephenville.
I'm going to watch that.
I'm going to figure out what the name of it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this has been quite the episode.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about sex, swingers, spaceships,
sweet potatoes,
spirits.
Yeah.
This has been a jam-packed episode.
Woo!
Well, thank you for coming on here.
You're welcome. It was
fucking
fun.
entertaining.
I know.
You're definitely going to be back. You're an amazing co-host.
Oh, that's exciting.
And for everyone else, we'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you for listening to that episode of It's Been a Week, but don't touch that dial because it's not over yet. Get ready for the after show. Been there, done that with AJ. Well, we're going to get AJ's take on whatever the fuck I just said. And here we are with Been There, Done That with AJ.
Well, that episode was amazing. Sherri is so good.
She was a great co-host.
She's funny.
I know, she's good.
I know this about her because I get to work with her and stuff, but
she'll definitely be back.
Yeah, I love her. For those that don't know, Sherri and I do ShineScence, the candle project that we have together. So we get to work together a bunch, and I hear some of these stories, but not these stories that she told today. These were good stories.
She had some good ones. I mean, she's done a lot of jobs too.
I know, and they're fun jobs.
Like from being a pathologist to working at the sheriff's station, and now she's fucking doing candle shit with you. She's all over the place.
I know, and her father was a cotton farmer, so she, I'm sure, picked cotton when she was a kid.
Yeah, at one point she told me she was a professional hoer.
Yes, I remember that. Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Yeah.
So what have you stuck up inside you that didn't get stuck?
Luckily, everything I have been able to get out. I have the tether cord.
You put a tether cord on it. That's funny.
Smarter than that. And the sweet potato. Can you believe the sweet potato?
No, I mean, it's crazy. It's hysterical.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the sweet potato. Like, how do you go to the doctor? No, you have to know there's a sweet potato in you.
Well, I mean, maybe that was part of it, because by the time it gets to pathology, I'm sure there's been a lot of discussion and whatever, but they're like having to maybe check the sweet potato out to make sure that there's...
No, she said that she just went in complaining of abdominal pain. She didn't mention there was produce up there.
Right, but like maybe in the ER or something, she like ended up getting to the point where it was, I shoved something up inside me and it may still be up in there.
It's growing.
Yeah, and it's gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it was a really great episode. I thought it was so funny. I love how you guys just were all over the map with everything you were talking about.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Well, you addressed the fact that your elbow is still destroyed.
This elbow is really fucking annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that it gets better. Otherwise, you're going to need another S, which would be surgery.
I don't want to have surgery on the elbow. I'm hoping it just goes away. I'm just trying not to think about it. I always said, if you don't think about the problem, there is no problem. So
yeah, I mean, hopefully it just goes away. What do you have coming up? I'm curious. Are there other fun things coming up? Can we tell people about some fun episodes you have coming up?
No, because it's not confirmed yet.
I know, but I'm really excited. So everyone needs to get ready, because I hear there's something really cool coming up.
I know, but I can't announce that until I have 100% confirmation.
Well,
which is pretty much 100% because he's a friend of mine, but
Yeah, you got to figure out dates and all the things.
Right.
So I was pretty exhausted after Friday.
You hoodwinked me into that fucking charity event.
No, I did not. I told you what it was, and it was amazing. It was for United Way, since he couldn't remember what it is.
There we go. See, we were able to plug it. United Way.
And what was even more incredible is that they had a presenting or a lead sponsor that I guess sponsored the whole night. So everything that was earned there that evening through the charity event all went right to United Way. They didn't have any cost, which
the
I
bar
thought was
tab?
cool. Yes, and all the donations, as you mentioned, for the songs. And
that mine didn't get played, which is fucked up, because mine would have been way better than the fucking YMCA bullshit.
Maybe they didn't know how to play it.
Well, come on. Wait, what is United Way?
It's working with different from my understanding, working with different organizations in the community to help provide services to the community, families, to children, to better the community. I'm sure it's much deeper than that. But
so me getting blackout drunk was actually a contributing part of society.
Yeah, I mean,
people.
What was hysterical is when we're there and you're your typical cynical, this is not going to be any fun self. And then I just said to everyone, I said, watch. Mind you, I said watch because every time I turn around, you're do you want another drink? I'm Ben, there's 3 drinks lined up on the table and they're all doubles. I'm good right now. Well, I'm going to go get another one.
Someone had to make it fucking interesting.
It was fun. And then I said, just watch. And then 10, 15 minutes later, there you are grinding on the stage.
Look, that was not intentional. I got forced into it.
You're predictable.
Yeah, one trick pony.
It's couple drinks, next thing you know, either it's on a chair, on a table, or on a stage.
I like to be elevated.
Which is hysterical because you're the tallest person in the room.
But I still like to be on an elevated surface.
I know.
And I don't know, maybe I need to speak to a therapist about what that means, but I just like to be above everyone.
Yeah, I think you just like everyone to pay attention to you.
Well,
hence why the podcast is called It's Been a Week.
It's been a week. Okay, so let's wrap this up, but let's plug. I want to talk about what you do with Sherri.
Yeah,
That's all we've been
ShineScence. So it's really great. We're making these candles together. It's amazing how, as you heard, it started out like had no idea she did this. So we use it for team building. We go into people's homes when they're doing dinner parties. People get to make their signature scents. So sometimes it's creating a candle, but in our parties now, people are being able to create sprays. So right during the party, they can walk away with their signature scent spray. They can order melts. We do these special one-off versions of our candles for holidays. Sometimes we did it for Valentine's Day. We have some special stuff coming up for the spring where we're going to launch a new spring scent. And then for Mother's Day, we're going to do a really fun limited edition candle for it. So,
And all this was born because you were like, we want to have a custom scent for the house.
yeah, because I was like, why not? We should have a custom beige ranch scent, which is amazing.
Which our scent is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. So,
Okay, so where can people find this?
ShineScence.com. And as of now, we've done some parties in Chicago, but it's mostly local here in the DFW area, where if you want to do a party at your home, we can come and facilitate that. Sherri also does some signature scent workshops at Bridge Street Market in Granbury. So people can go and sign up at Bridge Street Market to do that there. And we're really excited because we have a new tool that we're trying to perfect and launch, which will allow people anywhere to be able to go on and take a quiz and figure out what their signature scent is, and then determine how they want to be able to smell it and if they want to buy it and all this stuff. So we just keep developing things and having fun with scents.
That's great. Well, I will link that in the show notes because ShineScence, I think it's spelled a little weird, right?
Yeah, it's ShineScence, like essence, which is why it's spelled that way, because we want your essence to shine. And why we say that is this product, this thing that we've created, is not really about scents in the way that you normally think about it. People go out and buy a scent for the name that they think they like. They might like patchouli or they might like cedarwood. This is more about you leveraging feelings and words that help become intentions and the things that you want to spark in the world. And so it's a really fun product to help you just connect more deeply with yourself. So it works great for people, for teams, all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited about it.
So for now, you can get it at ShineScence.com, and I will link that in the show notes. But until then, I'll see you next Tuesday. What is up, everyone? I have a question for you. Have you ever done something so wild, so hilarious, or so ridiculous that your friends are still talking about it? Do you have a story that happened to you this week that are going to leave jaws on the floor? Well, here's your chance to tell it on It's Been a Week. Head over to itsbeenaweek.com, scroll down to the bottom, and let me know why you should be the next guest. Bring me the drama, the chaos, and the laughs. I want it all. No story is too crazy, no perspective too bold, and nothing is off limits. So, let's pour a martini, spill the tea, and make a conversation to remember. Submit now, and I cannot wait to talk to you soon.